All right, Hans Themistode, FightHype.com, here with Andre Rozier. How you feeling today, man?
What the deal, nephew?
Another day, man, another day. So, have to get your thoughts on Ryan Garcia officially testing positive for, well, allegedly testing positive for a banned substance. Could be 2 banned substances heading into the Devin Haney fight. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm really disappointed that this has raised its head. It's something that we don't want to hear about, we don't want to know about. If it's true, I'm really upset. But we have to still find out. There's tests that are going to take place, and we'll see what happens. But I'm praying that it's not true, because it would really put a major negative stigma on what took place on the 20th.
If that is true, what do you think should be the next step for a guy like Devin Haney?
Well, they're going to basically make the bout a no contest, and we'll have to see what happens after that, what punishment might be levied against Ryan, and it's a lot of explaining to do, a lot.
Do you think he could bounce back from it? I mean, unfortunately, boxing has had a number of fighters, past, present, that have been popped for PEDs. No need to name names. We all know who those guys are.
Right.
But do you think Ryan can bounce back from that? Or is this almost like an indelible smudge on his resume right now?
Well, whenever you get popped for PEDs, it's going to stay. It's an asterisk on your record, and it's not good for your boxing career at all. So it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
What do you like? What are some of the emotions you think Devin is going through in terms of, is he somewhat happy that it's just like, okay, I'm about to get my undefeated record back? Or do you think it's more so like sorrow and he's upset because he did take a bit of a beating in there? So do you think he's just like, man, I just took all that punishment from a guy that was cheating?
Well, and the way you phrased it pretty much explains it. I think he's going to be super duper upset first and foremost. Yes, he will be his record will be reversed from a defeat to a no contest, and but the anger, especially if you work very hard to come in clean and perform at optimal levels, and someone is dirty, it's a very, very negative connotation, and we have to really see, I think, being vilified for actually not quote-unquote losing because your opponent was dirty might help him to head in the right direction.
What is kind of like some of the steps that happens in terms of like with the VADA testing? I mean, you've had so many fighters from Danny Jacobs, Hoya, Derenchenko, Berlanga, you name them. You've been associated with Andre Rozier, a bunch of guys. So like, what kind of happens when VADA comes in and just randomly like test a fighter? Because Ryan passed several tests beforehand, and he also said that he passed the test just before he took a test. I think he passed the test just before. So he's pretty much trying to say, like, why would I take a PED a few days before the fight? So like, what kind of happens during like the whole testing thing, if you would know?
Well, basically, from the many times that I've had athletes who have dealt with VADA, they do random tests, and you get the results in 72 hours. So if you were clean before, and then all of a sudden you seem to come up dirty on the VADA test, that means that you had to at least, in between the last time you were clean and the test that you took the morning of and then after the fight, utilize the performance enhancing supplement.
Is there anything in your view that could change or something that should be done so that a fighter doesn't have to go into a situation where somebody is using maybe better testing, faster testing, more distance in between, like the last test and when a fighter actually steps into a fight? What do you think?
Well, my thing is, I'm not even going to talk about the testing part of it because something's going to happen if you're dirty. I think the punishment is necessary. If you get punished severely enough for using performance-enhancing supplements, then you should be suspended and or totally shut out from boxing. You should not be allowed to box because the only thing on your mind at that point in time is having an edge which could actually hurt someone.
Gotcha. Shifting gears to the whole Canelo Oscar thing. For a second there, I thought Munguia was gonna get pushed to the side, and we got Canelo versus Oscar in the main event. Like, what did you think about the whole skirmish they had and some of the things that were said between them?
Well, it came out of the blue. Sometimes I don't understand the direction of individuals when it comes to information and these press conferences. And myself, I don't think Oscar should have went in that direction at that point in time. Did it seem like he was getting under Canelo's skin? Of course it did. I mean, he was really putting out heinous information. And Canelo was, I haven't seen him piss like this in a long time. He was on fire, see? And he was cursing, and you don't hear him really doing that too much, once in a blue, but not like what was going on. At this point, it makes it really interesting to see what's going to happen in the ring with Canelo and Munguia. From my point of view, I think that Canelo is so mad that Munguia is going to have to pay the price for that assault from Oscar. So we'll have to see.
I was gonna ask you, do you think it could be a benefit for Canelo? Because the last time he was this pissed off, I believe it was the Caleb Plant fight. So, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was that one. So, do you think it could be a benefit for him in the ring, or do you think it could probably get him off his A game and probably give Munguia the edge? What do you think?
No, I think that Canelo's on his game. Something like this won't get him off his game. I think that's why I said earlier that he might have thrown more coal in the fire. So as the fire was pretty much set at medium, he jacked it up to like a super high right now. And I think it's not going to bode well on Munguia's part because he's going to take it out on him.
Last question for you. I just saw an interview with Canelo today, actually, and they're always gonna ask him about David Benavidez, and he said, "Look, I'll fight him, no problem." He said, I think he said something like, "If the money is right," and he also said that, "Look, when I fight him, I'm gonna beat him, and if I want, I could beat him the same night that I beat Munguia." So, what do you think about it? It seems like Canelo's getting pissed off and he's getting amped up. What do you think about that whole thing?
Fiery words. I'm like, wow. When I heard that, he really doesn't talk like that. So he's feeling it. He's on fire right about now. The only thing I say is that he's been boxing so long, he won't let it change him. I think it's gonna just enhance his modus operandi in his fight plan, and he's gonna come and really try to blaze Munguia.
Gotcha. Thank you, Dre. Appreciate you, man.
Without a doubt. Let's go. We've been waiting for some things to happen. We're getting it. We might not get it like we want it, but we're getting it. And let's hope that, in all sincerity, let's keep boxing clean. Steroid use, performance-enhancing drugs, has to stop. It has to stop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.